They thought it was just a warm summer night, perfect for a few laughs and a bonfire. But they didn't know. Something was watching them from above, and it wasn't human. What starts as a carefree night of storytelling and marshmallows quickly turns into a chilling encounter with something far beyond our understanding. Tonight, we dive into a terrifying story of 4 friends, an empty field, and a presence that defies explanation. As their laughter turns to screams, you'll be left questioning what really waits for us in the dark skies. Stay with me, because this is one night you'll never forget. It was the kind of summer night that felt endless. The air was warm, the stars were scattered across the sky, and the sound of crickets filled the silence between their jokes and stories. 4 friends, Emma, Lucas, Riley, and Jake, had decided to camp out in the middle of a vast, empty field. No neighbors, no lights, just miles of open land. They were miles away from the nearest town. Out there, the world felt infinite, and the sky seemed bigger than they'd ever noticed. The plan was simple: sit around the fire, roast marshmallows, and share stories. But as the fire crackled and the night deepened, Emma noticed something strange. The stars overhead didn't seem quite right. She nudged Lucas, pointing up. "Do you see that?" she asked, her voice hesitant. Lucas squinted. "What?" "That light. It's not a star, it's moving." At first the others laughed it off. Riley teased her, saying, "What, you think it's a UFO?" But as the seconds ticked by, the light in the sky grew brighter, and then it stopped moving. That's when they heard it, a low hum, almost like the vibration of a massive engine. It wasn't coming from their phones or the fire, it was coming from above. Jake, always the skeptic, stood up and scanned the horizon. "Probably just a plane," he said, though his voice didn't sound as confident as usual. But planes don't hover in complete silence, nor do they pulse with a strange, otherworldly glow. The light above them intensified, casting an eerie silver hue over the field. Suddenly, the fire seemed insignificant compared to the illumination from above. Emma's heart pounded as the hum grew louder, deeper. The sound wasn't just in their ears, it was in their bones, vibrating through their entire bodies. Riley clutched Jake's arm. "This isn't normal," she whispered. The light above them began to descend, slowly, methodically. Lucas grabbed his flashlight and pointed it toward the source. The beam of light was swallowed by the darkness, as if the object above them absorbed it. And then it stopped. Dead still, hanging impossibly in the air, just a few 100 feet above their heads. Out of nowhere, an intense beam of light shot down from the object, illuminating the ground just a few feet from where they stood. The grass sizzled and turned black, as if seared by something far hotter than fire. Emma screamed, stumbling back. "We have to go!" she shouted. But their bodies didn't move. They couldn't. Something was holding them there, not physically, but mentally. It was as if an invisible force had taken control of their limbs, pinning them to the ground. In the silence that followed, a sound emerged. It wasn't the hum anymore, it was a voice, or at least something trying to be a voice. Words that didn't belong to any language they'd ever heard spilled into their minds, not through their ears but directly into their thoughts. The voice was neither male nor female, neither comforting nor threatening. It was cold, clinical, and it carried a single message: observe, adapt, replace. A shadow emerged from the beam of light, a shape that was human but wrong. Its limbs were too long, its movements too smooth, its skin shimmered like liquid metal under the moonlight. The figure stepped closer to them, its face blank, featureless, yet they could all feel it staring directly into their souls. Lucas finally broke free from whatever invisible grip held him. He grabbed Emma's hand and screamed, "Run!" The others followed, their legs heavy, as if the air around them was thick with some unseen force. but the creature didn't chase them. It didn't need to. As they sprinted toward the tree line, the hum returned louder than ever. Emma glanced back just in time to see the figure dissolve into the beam of light, which retracted back into the hovering craft. And then, in an instant, it shot into the sky, disappearing among the stars. The friends didn't stop running until they reached the safety of Emma's car parked miles away. They piled in, locking the doors as if that could protect them from something so beyond their understanding. For days, none of them spoke about what happened, but each of them felt it. The presence hadn't truly left. They would catch glimpses of strange lights in the night sky, hear faint whispers in their dreams, and then, one by one, they started disappearing. First Riley, then Jake. No signs, no clues, just gone. Emma and Lucas stayed in touch, clinging to the fragile bond of shared trauma. But deep down, they knew. Whatever had come for them that night wasn't finished, and it was only a matter of time before it returned. Want more stories like this? Hit subscribe or watch the next video now.